works. I'm just gonna give you kind of an overview. So uh, you go down to a local office, and they kind of got them everywhere. And it's like a unemployment office thing, and you meet with them. Takes just moments, and they just take down some info, stick it in the computer, and then they say, okay, now all you got to do is download the app, and you go, okay, and they say, and then you go from there, and they're supposed to give you a pay card, which they didn't. I had been back there 3 times before I got the pay card. Yeah. Uh, and that's because they didn't have their poopies together. But anyway, um, so you download the app. It doesn't take too long, and then you go through there, and it's real professional set up. They have all this stuff. They ask you, um, uh, questionnaire thing, all that kind of junk, and then if you have any certificates and stuff, which I do. And then they ask you all types of jobs you might be interested in. And then they get down to the nitty gritty, like how many miles do you want to drive? Um, you know, uh, will you lift anything? And just different stuff like that. And so then um, they, um, uh, if you ever get your pay card, like the first time you go in their office, like they're supposed to do, then you set that up. They also have an app for that if you want to do the app. But you set that up. That takes merely seconds to set that up. They hand you an envelope with the papers and a card, and uh, that's piece cake. And then you get paid by the day. My pay's been like seconds after I finish my shift. All I do is go on the Jobstack app and look at my messages and click on it, and then rate the job, and then you make a comment of no, it's not all my pay, or it's okay. And then and they didn't short me either day that I worked the past 7 days, so the money was right on. Hello, hello. And man, I wish my daughter could have done it. It would have been great for her to try some different places and see a place that she really liked. Because they just have all kinds of jobs. Um, the only problem is the grade of people you work with. Sometimes you're with people that you just think are nothing but dopeheads and losers, and that can be a little problematic. But I just kind of do my job and do my thing, pretty much. Unless they're just like up in my face, and I try to find some management. And, I worked a job 2 times this week that like they don't have management. But anyway, so you it sends you like jobs, uh like the jobs come in like 6 in the morning to like 7 at night on the app. And when I say job stack, I shouldn't have said that. I should have said few jobs, because the only thing that ever comes through, if anything comes through, is like 1 or 2 or 3 jobs at a time. And then the majority of them are like an hour to 2 hours away, or it's stuff I don't even do. Like they had one unloading a moving truck or something. It's like no. And it'll say right there, lifting over 100 pounds. They had one where they had to move an entire refrigeration system. They're like, everything's over 100 pounds. And it's like, no. They have, serious construction jobs, especially on all the bases around. Uh, and they pay, pretty good, for just a day's work. They do take all your taxes and everything out before you get paid. That's right off the top. So whatever the job is, you're going to figure about $3 less is what the actual pay you're going to get. Because it all come out in tax. Um, but so the first job I had was for driver for Eglin Air Force Base property, and I went out there and had to move cars around for a um, rental car company, Avis. And I was already forewarned about Avis. I got a friend of mine that worked out there for a little while, and he said the place is a super circus. Everybody thinks they're a boss. It's just like they all want to kill each other out there. And he said it is very, very problematic, and that the real bosses don't ever show up, which was really true. I went out there the first day, and like I said, I was supposed to be a driver, and what they did was I was standing around for about the first 20 minutes, and that the employment office didn't tell me the right directions on which place to go at all. I could have had my car towed away if I was dumb enough to park it where they told me to. And I was like, this doesn't look right. Um, so, you got to go out real early to make sure. And I did because, uh, they didn't tell you the right stuff. It'd be better if they just go, I don't know. Call this number and ask them. But no, they gave me a big detailed thing and it was all bull. But anyway, so got out there, got to pretty much the right place, and was all ready to work. And popped on over there, was on time, the whole deal, and a little bit before the shift too. And I'm asking all these different people, where's the boss? And they're like, he's somewhere around here in a silver car, and you got a blue shirt, and that's like 80% of the people. And so I'm waiting patiently, and I'm watching the people work, and they're just banging away, running these cars through. So I ended up standing there about 25 minutes, and one guy was real nice, and he's worked there 4 years. He looked like a surfer. As a matter of fact, he said he loved surfing, and he said, "Look, if you want, let me just show you what most of the stuff that we do here, and if you want, you could just go for it, man, because you never know when they're going to show up." I'm like, "Okay." And he gave me a real thorough, detailed explanation on the car detailing, which I was there for a driver, but that's okay. I can detail fill cars to the boss shows up, right? So he shows me the exact towels they like to use for different things, the different chemicals, where you reload the chemicals at, and the storeroom and stuff. And took me literally to a car and showed me exactly how it needs to be done. And it was a 15-20 minute gig. Real nice guy. I said, okay, cool. So I'll just do this till the show up. Well, I ended up doing that like all day because the supposed boss, was only there 2 times for 5 minutes. And the word is he's worked there like 30 years and he just does whatever. So the place just kind of runs itself. And it's horrible. I have never worked a place so Mickey Mouse in my entire life. Oh, I've never worked at McGongle's, but I would imagine it was better than that place. But anyway, the second day was worse. Anyway, I worked with some great people, and the rest were garbage. And you just keep working along, and it was 99-degree weather, hot as fire. That particular company, Avis, they give you a 30-minute lunch break that's paid. I never took one. They didn't even tell me about it till 3 hours before we closed. I was there till about 10 or 11 that night. And so that was, I guess, Thursday. And so anyway, I was beat. Closed with some super neat people. We must have rolled at least 500 cars through there. At least. Probably had like 10 people on shift in the morning, and it kind of dweebed out where people disappeared, went to lunch, didn't come back. Um, and we ended up with like the last 3 or 4 people that just worked. We just banged away because we had still a ton of cars. And so we stayed till we knocked every single one of them out. And then we got to clean up after that, which doesn't take long because all of us jump right on in there, boom, boom, and pick up everything, the rags, the trash, the water bottles. They supply you free water all the time you're there. They have frozen water and then they have regular water. All that you want, high quality water. And there's no free advertisement here, so you need to go somewhere else to do that. And no porno. We don't do porno here. I'm gonna turn you over to the feds. You keep putting that stuff on my channel. So anyway, you'll learn when you go to jail for what you're doing. These idiots that put all this trash on my channel that think they can advertise here for free. Pay me, but also we don't solicit drugs or sex on this channel. Thanks. But anyway, so uh, it was, I mean, it was work, you know. Um, I my original pay was supposed to be 13. I was supposed to be driving. I didn't do much driving except for uh probably the last 10% of the shift, but that's okay. Everything worked out great, you know. It's just more money, and that's all that matters. It's a cash rooney. And I thought, it might be a good option because I'm coming up short, and when the sales are slow on the internet sites, then I can basically control my money a little more by doing some side gigs where I have to burn a bunch of gas, and getting paid by the day is a plus. Um, so and then also you have versatility. It kind of makes you feel like, well, this will be like that guy on TV that does dirty jobs, and he does a different job all the time. You know, feel like, hey, I've tried different stuff. I got some friends that are on that app and they just love it. They've been on there for several years, doing jobs. I did another vlog of it, and you can click on it. It says day pay, pick your pay, and all that stuff. Click on that link and go sign up. And but anyway, so that was interesting. Um, the other people were telling me just show up to work tomorrow, whether you're scheduled or not. And that's what we do, and I'd be afraid to do that. One, I wouldn't want to sign in because that would be like stealing unless it's approved. Um, and I'd rather ask a boss, whatever. So, and I really wanted to work for the different company. That was what my goal was because I knew it wasn't as problematic as this one. Because I had the forewarning it was really a Mickey Mouse zoo. Um, and it's bad because when you're doing your job, minding your business, and you're busting butt, and all this other horse crap's going on around you, um, it's such a negative atmosphere sometimes. But you just keep busy and keep working because the day will end and you don't have to come back tomorrow. When they say there's always a tomorrow, you don't have to come back tomorrow. Um, so anyway, I picked up another shift with that same company, and it was worse. Yeah, and I'll tell you about that in the next vlog. All right, I love you guys. I hope you have a great one. And I'll talk to you later.